Hi, I'm Annie Phyo, organic chef and author of Annie's Raw Food Asia. Dicing is an essential knife skill for any cook. Dicing means cutting uniform squares that are appealing to the eye. This helps the food cook quickly and evenly. No vegetable is perfectly square in its natural state, which can make cutting it into even cubes seem next to impossible. Let me tell you the solution. We'll cut flat slices first. This is going to keep the food from rolling or slipping. Next, we'll cut it into sticks, and then we'll dice. I'm going to grab my potato, and I'm going to slice it lengthwise into a cube. So I want to cut off the round edges so that I'm left with all flat edges only. You want to make sure to go far enough into the potato so that you're just in the center core with the cube. And this way you have a perfect rectangle, just like that. Next, we're going to slice this into thin strips. We want to get each of the widths of these strips as even as possible because it's going to dictate the width of our dice. I'm going to stack 2 of them at a time, and again in that same width, I'm going to slice thin sticks. And so now we have the sticks. I'm going to stack those, and now I'm going to cut the same width again into dice. So you can see how that's made dice. And they're beautiful squares. So depending on how long you want to be cooking, depending on what the recipe is for, if you were making a potato salad, you might want your dice to be a little bit bigger. And you always want your squares to be as close to the same size as possible. So look how pretty that is. So I'm going to clear off my cutting board to make space to continue dicing. For a recipe that calls for a fine dice using a carrot, all we're going to do is cut thinner slices into finer dice. So I'm going to use the thicker end of the carrot. I'm going to again cut it into a rectangle. I've cut off one side. I'm going to lay the flat side down. I'm going to cut the sides parallel and even to get a rectangle. And there we are, our little rectangle. I'm going to now slice this into thin slices for our small dice. I'm getting about 4 slices in here. So these are what our slices look like. And then I'm going to actually do 2 of them at a time. So I'm going to stack 2 of them, and I'm going to try and get another 4 slices again so it's even. And I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to cut my small dice. Again, it's really important to keep your fingers curled under. I like to just keep my thumb tucked behind my middle finger, and I like to guide the blade with the knuckle of my middle finger. And there we go, a fine dice with our carrot. It's really pretty. So you can do this with any vegetable. It's beautiful with like celery and peppers, and it just adds a confetti of color. So I always like to think about yield when I'm cooking, and there's a lot of food that we've cut away here that we do not want to throw away. So what I like to do with my carrot is I'm always making vegetable juices. I can easily juice this, all the little remnant edges. And then with these big pieces of potato, these would make for great potato skins. So we could bake these and then fill them with really delicious fillings. So definitely you want to use all of your scraps all the time. Want to practice your dicing skills? Try vegetable pot pies, refreshing quinoa salad, and butternut squash and edamame zojui on vegetariantimes.com.